Welcome back, everybody. It is the first day of spring, and I need your help for many reasons, but one of them is, well, first of all, you can see that some stuff has melted. That white stuff is mostly gone. We got a few piles left. I made a change where I added this little guy to reduce some daily workload. And I have purchased a lot of cattle. We are up to 81 head. Most of that was done at the 4,600 price range because yesterday it went up to 47 and we are already up past 5, past the, above average. 5,000's the median price there. Anyway, I made a boo-boo. Well, first of all, I'll explain what happened and why so much time has passed. But first of all, I want your help because this thing is full and this thing is full of manure. I still have more manure waiting to be loaded onto that. And we have even more slurry, so 24,000. This container can hold, what is it? Basically 16,000. So that's, at least another full load. Let's take a look at our fields real quick. If I blew right by them already, there we go. So here's the status of our fields. That's the view I want. We have these fields plowed. We have these fields all planted with oilseed radish. I've never done oilseed radish before and in real life, and I've also never done any kind of manure in real life. So what I want to know is, what should I do? I know in the future we're going to plant as early as possible and harvest as early as possible so that we can, spread the manure on the fields and then plow them up and, get all these fields plowed and then maybe planted with oilseed radish. And, we're going to try to get to that stuff earlier so that we can do all of that in the fall / early winter. Well, late summer and fall, basically. However, we only have these 3. So basically what I want to know is, where do I dump all this slurry and manure? Do I put it in these fields that are already plowed and then cultivate them over to kind of smooth out the plow line so they're ready to plant? Or do I try to double down? I already have 1 layer of fertilization here. If I do slurry in any of these fields, it's a second layer of fertilization. Then we have the weeder for the 3rd layer. So right now, I don't know. Please leave that in the comments. I don't even know if that would work, because can you spread fertilizer on the top and then cultivate the cover crops and get both layers of fertilization? I don't know that. I would like to know, even if I don't do that, if someone could please help me out with that. And then let me know, I'm thinking right now, since these are essentially fertilized, these are not, I throw all the manure / slurry up there, cultivate it all in, and then all fields are basically equal with 1 fertilizer layer. And then I can weed them for a second fertilizer layer. That's only 2. I'd like a 3rd one in there, so I still don't know how to do that. So I'm not going to put that up to a poll. I want to do a realistic type thing, but I also want your opinion. So it's kind of an open-ended question. Tell me what to do there. I would like to do that with Fritz and Frederick here as soon as possible. So anyway, I wanted to post that question first. Okay, so now let's get to what happened. We have, as you know, I did the Mashinsky video, and basically it messed up a few things on my recording. I'm not used to recording other games. I had everything set up for Farming Simulator. OBS is a little bit finicky sometimes, and basically I recorded 2 hours, it was like an hour and a half of black screen footage for this. I was carrying you through the winter, showing you all the process of me buying the cows, and I had some really good shots in there of my brother coming and backing up the trailer in to deliver the cattle, and the snow melting, and loading up the trailer with manure, and loading up, oh my goodness, this took like 80 cows with realistic mod is hard. It took like, 3 or 4 of those little wagons to get all the way full of animal stuff over here. It took a lot. I also bought a shovel because it was way too long. The shovel for little Heidi there only carried like 600 liters. This one carries 2,400 with the more realistic mod. So I went and got that big shovel. We are, as you can see, our hay bales are dwindling. I hope that makes it through spring until the first cutting of our hay. I went and got our other Martian trailer. I backed it all in there, and that's nice and pretty. And then I got this, which will really help reduce some time. Like one night of milk being sold one day more than pays for this thing. It's like pays for it 2 or 3 times over. So it'll lessen our workload and let us do more important things like running around and explaining things to all my YouTube followers. Anyway, today we are getting ready for spring. We're getting ready for planting. We're going to hook up the planter, make some checks, you know, do a little maintenance day on the planter. We're going to maybe get the cultivator hooked up, make some adjustments for that, and then we will get ready to spread the slurry based on whatever I think you guys say is the best thing to do. I did park where is the animal trailer? Yeah, I parked it down there. So, what else do we have to do today? I think, yeah, so let's just get into it. We will get those out and ready to go, working on, you know, we can even fill up the planter full of seed. I think that it is not too early to do that. We want to be ready to plant, and let's hit Alt-S here to pull up our seasons thing. So we have 5 degrees, they will germinate. We don't want to put them earlier in the ground than that. In real life, we actually had corn that rotted because it stayed too long in the ground before it germinated and sprouted. It was a really wet season, though. It's not like we planted incorrectly in real life. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so for this job, we're not going to use, let's see, Heidi, or let's use Billy. Let's use Billy here. We're not going to use Billy in, you know, real life to pull the, whoops. Okay. We got to unhook Billy first. As I keep saying, we're not going to use Billy to, let's see, can you, I don't believe you can open the doors up from outside on this tractor. No, you cannot. But, let's see, what else do we have? Yep, we still have the back window open. I think that is good. So we're going to use Billy to get the planter set up, basically. And I think that's a little bit easier. A little bit of a smaller tractor for maneuvering around the farm. And let's see, what else? I was in the middle of a sentence. What was I gonna say? I forget. I don't remember anything. Oh! Okay, one thing we need to do is we can actually stop and do that right now. Alright, this is what I wanted to show. I just wanted to show off all of our assets for the very first year. We have $645,000 in land. I put our cattle there. It comes to the median price. I'm doing the median value of $5,000 because that kind of equates for if we sell them, even though we bought them a little bit cheaper than that. That's the value I'm using for here. It's kind of just a rough net worth is what we're doing. This is the cash I have on hand. Of course, I didn't track income and expenses for last year. I started this project a little bit too late, and here is the current loan. That is our max loan, which brings it to $1.7 million in total net worth. And so this is what we're going to use starting this year. Help remind me, guys. Remember, we can only track in game up to where our finances. So up to, you know, 4 days, and each part of a season is 3 days. So the first 3 days in spring, we'll have to add those up and put those on this tracker right here under spring 1. So help remind me after 3 days, so day like 4 or 5 of spring, before those totals all disappear. All right, let's head back on over. We were getting ready to track, and yeah, we're gonna back up into the planter and pull that out right now. Okay, there we go. Don't want to go too far. Alright, looks like we might be able to make that corner. Okay, there we go. And we're going to have to unfold to work on it a little bit. So let's make sure we don't run into anything. We also want to give ourselves enough room to be able to fill it up. So let's pull forward a little bit there. I think that will just about do. Well, we actually want enough room for Manny to get by, so let's give ourselves a little bit more room, and there we go. I think Manny will be able to get by. Let's double check here. No, we're gonna have to change this. Manny cannot get by. Alright, let's back up a little bit more. I guess we're going to have to pull maybe into that corner right there. Okay, so that'll be fine. There we go. Oh, that's right. I had this on the CVT while I was hauling cattle with my brother on course play, so I'll have to change that. Let's get a little bit closer. Okay, there we go. And I think we can turn you off, right, Billy? Yeah, let's turn you off. Okay, there we go. And let's, yeah. Oops, we forgot to open up the cover. Oh, that's right. I have manual covers. I keep forgetting these things. So I believe it is still in. There we go. Take a look at the inside of our seeder there. Do we still have a little seed in there, or is that just the bottom of the fill plane? We've got some seed left over from doing some cover crops. Okay, well, that we certainly did not plan on, but hey, I'll take, I'll take some savings there. And, I mean, of course, it won't be savings realized until we go to buy our seed for next year, but that's neither here nor there. All right, let's leave Manny's little shovel right here. And, well, that probably looked kind of weird. I was moving things with Manny off. That probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I hate how the game lets you do that. Okay, here we go. Well, I mean, in real life, you can lower hydraulics with machines off, but you're not going to be able to raise them. So I guess that's real, what I did, because I believe I was just lowering them. So that's kind of real. And let's come out here, and I think Manny is so talented. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. I love Manny. Okay, let's get forward a little bit and turn to the right. And yeah, I think we're going to have to go out. You know what? I can just push myself forward a little bit. Look at that. Manny, you are so awesome. Sometimes I don't know what to do with you. You are just so amazing. Okay, there we go. And look at that. We still have some seed on Manny. All right. I mean, seed on top of the pallet fork. Let's get that up there a little bit. Yeah, you know what? I would have had to go up high anyway because, I mean, it far extend that. Okay, let's go a little bit more to the left. And I think that, why aren't you dumping? Is it too far? Let's get out and look. That whole depth perception thing. It is too far. All right. So we will raise it a little bit more because we don't want to, and then we'll bring it back towards us a little bit, and we'll tilt it a little bit more even. There we go. Okay, so we have how much space left in there? Let's just hop on up and look. Okay, we got enough for probably one more container, maybe two. Let's back up here. Remember, I did the math on this. In case you are new, based on my spreadsheet there and the... What is that? The farming tablet app? Let's get out and look at that. This thing... Nope. Based on this thing, I was able to go through and figure out how much seed I would use. There is actually a update to that mod, and it looks like they added maybe a few more mods as well. So we could possibly get that perhaps. Oh boy. Do we really want that? No, we don't. Yeah. It fell off anyway. Okay, so let's make sure we are in the clear. Now we can start raising it up. And we can actually turn right now. Let's get back in there. And... Man, I'm so bummed. I had such a great episode. I didn't even notice until I went to edit. That episode that... Like, oh no, the screen's so black. Where'd my video go? It was just disheartening. Not as disheartening as the Cubs losing and going down 0-2. And then at least I thought, oh, maybe the Astros will sweep the Yankees, who, you know, honestly, it's not the Yankees' fault. They were so good. I was just really jealous growing up that the Yankees could spend the money better than the Cubs did, because if you remember, it wasn't so long ago, the Cubs had almost as big of a payroll as the Yankees, and the Yankees were winning everything, and the Cubs were losing everything with almost the same payroll. It was just you know, the Cubs went through some bad years where they made a lot of bad decisions, and then with all that extra money, you can't recoup. You know, baseball contracts are not like football contracts. You can't just, like, cut the contract, and you have to pay every penny, basically, of that contract to that player. I know in football you can basically get out of most of the money. A lot of it's not guaranteed, but not so with baseball. Anyway, let's, think this covers it. So we'll probably have to, it looks like we'll just have to reload the planter once all season long, which is realistic, because we don't really have that many acres to plant. I know it feels like a lot, but compared to real life acres, this is a really small arable farm. But that's okay. We are specializing in dairy, and what am I doing, Manny? What is Manny doing? It's all his fault. Okay, Manny. Let's put you back in there, and you are going to drop your little forks right there. Okay, there we go. Manny the Manitou. Manitou. Okay, Manny. Good job, Manny. Manny, you're the best. Okay, actually, we want that out a little bit far for some crops. And in my other video, I talked about, one second, we will... I think we'll need bales first, so I will probably just leave Manny right here. And we don't need to do anything with the animals, so yeah, we're kind of just finding stuff to do today. I want to hear back from you guys before I start spreading manure and slurry. I think that'd be a fun thing for you guys to weigh in on. Also, I don't know what's realistic there, so it would be great to hear back from you guys on what the proper procedure is to do there with slurry. I mean, like I said, I know typically I think you do it in the fall as much as possible, so then you can work it in with your fall tillage, but, well, that didn't happen, so... we'll have to figure that out later. Okay, so we're going to have to, let's see, the planter is raised. We're going to have to pretend to check some things. So why don't we go ahead and bring over Landy with the little trailer. And I think that is what we will do right now. So that way we can, well, I can't see there out of the mirror maybe. Yeah. Gotta use our side mirrors. I want to be able to... Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. I think I'm going to drag a fence from... You know, just so... I don't want to accidentally forget and run that over, the little charging station. I think I'm going to drag a fence from there and, you know, mount it maybe here somewhere. Maybe I'll grab an extra girder. I'll find one of those laying around the farm. And so that way I won't accidentally drive through there. I had to put it here in case... Yeah, since I lost this footage... I tried putting it down here, but I can't put it there. I couldn't put it there because of the fence, and then when I tried to put it here as a straight shot, I think it saw this collision barrier of the fence, and it wouldn't go back to the charger ever. So I had to move this a little bit, but that's not the end of the world. Let's finish backing up here, and... Oh boy, so we're going to have to try to figure this out based on our mirror. We're going to have to turn some and think that that's... No, let's just change. It's so hard to tell depth perception from Landy. Okay. I think that's good enough. Let's hook you up and get back in Landy. Okay. Here we go. We are going to... bring our little mobile workstation on over and work a little bit. Here we go. So let's, you know what? Let's just park right inside here. There we go. That'll work. That does it for me. So we gotta open up with a left mouse click. Nope. What is this to open? I forget this. Activate service function is M. There we go. So then, I don't need the pump. Oh, that is something whoops. No. That is something that I did forget. We need to... Let's see, what is it? Oh yeah, I wanted to check the fuel level. Okay, that's enough fuel. You know, in case we run out of fuel in the spring in the middle of the field, I wanted Landy to be able to bring him fuel, but... Alright. Let's get to work on making the adjustments. In real life, some of the things you have to do is, if you have one planter for corn and soybeans, one planter for, well, really, different seeds. Now, I don't know about these vacuum. They probably work differently, where you probably don't have to do this. But on a mechanical planter, you know, it's basically all driven from a chain drive, and then basically it has a little pickup mechanism inside it that you have to change out based on the seed size. So if you're doing corn to soybeans, you have to change out, you know, because those seeds are, you know, relatively different from one to another, and the seed meter needs to pick up based on the size. You have to change the seed meter based on the size of the actual seed. Otherwise, it just doesn't fit in there, and you get misses and skips and then multiple seeds, and it's just really nasty. So that's one of the things that we can, you know, like I said, this is a vacuum system, so I don't think it has something similar unless it was inside there. I don't think it has the same similar thing, but we can just, we're looking over the, oh, that must have drifted forward. Oh, I bet you I hit it with Manny one of those times. Anyway, we'll be checking, you know, tire pressures, and I don't really know what to check on on vacuum drills to get ready. I mean, there's typically spots to grease. The hoists that lift it up and lower, those typically have some greasing spots on them. So you might want to also check what's the hydraulics in the tractor, probably, because hydraulics will lift and raise this this planter. You know, that thing doesn't move up and down by magic. It's got to be some type of hydraulics, and then the hoses would be attached to the tractor. So we'll check the hydraulic fluid in the tractor, and, well, actually, we won't be planting with this tractor, so, but it's still good to check the hydraulic fluid of Billy. Anyway, I think that we will work on the planter for a little bit. Alright, I just came back from my lunch. We're finishing up with our work here, so we'll get the planter out of here. It is good to go for the season, so we will back it up. You know what? Maybe I should just back it up in that shed, and so that way it'll be a little bit easier, ready to go for the spring, which is now. It is the spring. I think we'll be planting probably wheat first, so we will change that to wheat, and we could actually hook up Fritz to this planter and, you know, get Fritz ready to go, because I think we'll be planting with Fritz, not Frederick. You know, he's a little bit heavier, a little bit more compaction. I think Fritz will be able to haul this planter through the hills just fine, but actually Billy might, for that matter. I don't know. Let's check our horsepower. I forget, I think, is this 160? What is the requirement for this seeder? We have not that one. We have not that one. This one. So it is 180 horsepower requirement. Our tractors are, oh, yeah, so I don't think Billy will be able to pull 156. I mean, if it was flat, probably, but we want to put Fritz on this job. Frederick would be overpowered, but I mean, do we have any flat fields? I don't know. We don't want to have to do it with this tractor. Plus, this tractor does not have GPS, which we really want for planting rows as straight as possible. And there we go. Let's get back, and let's angle it just slightly, make it easier to get out from straight. And I think that'll do it. So now we want to grab the cultivator and get that ready to go. We might have to actually move the weeder first. I think we do. Maybe just push it back a little bit. That thing rolls. That thing rolls pretty well, actually. It's sitting on wheels. I don't even think we need to hook up with it. Let's just give it a slight nudge. There we go. Look at that. It's rolling on its own. Don't roll too far. Okay, well, that was a little bit aggressive of a push, I guess, then. Okay, here we go. We are going back to hook up to you. Maybe a little closer. And there we go. Let's get on forward. This one we might have... Do we have to use Frederick with this one? How big of a cultivator are you? We might want to look to use Frederick with this one. You're kind of big, right? I forget. I don't remember. Anyway, Let's get you ready to go. And we definitely don't need Manny for this guy, so we're just gonna back it up. We'll make sure that all the proper joints are greased and that we are ready to go for the first cultivation and preparing of the seed bed. So there we go. We are, you know, that is so ugly. I hate that, how they put the wheels in the air like that. That is just so stinking ugly. You know what? I don't have any money. I can't do this. But I really want... Oh, goodness. I wish we could have got those limpkins working. Those are a lot prettier. We could, you know, I mean, if we're just cultivating, I mean, we could disc stuff. We could also use that to plant cover crop. But disking does not straighten out plows. That would not work. That's not what you want to be using a disc for. I think we need to upgrade to the Vaterstad as soon as we can. Frederick should be able to pull that sucker. Yeah, we almost got... Oh, wait. 290 horses? What? I thought he was almost 290. I thought... Is that as big as Frederick is? I thought Frederick went up to... Well, yeah, 400. No, that's way too high. Yeah, I guess that is what he goes up to. Anyway, let's go back here just a little bit, and... I think that we are going to get to work on this guy. So, I will catch you guys in a little bit. All right, we have completed maintenance on our Terra Disc 6000. Yeah, so, I mean, technically, even this is a disc. Do they not have a cultivator in this game? I mean, what's the... I mean, they say it's a cultivator, so this is a traditional cultivator with the... well, I actually don't know what they're called. This is just a cultivator. It kind of resurfaces the surface. A disc is more for chopping up stalks and, you know, chopping up stubble in the fall. It doesn't actually smooth traditionally, at least the discs that I'm used to. I mean, they might have some that are a combination type thing, but not traditionally. So traditionally, you would want something like this to, you know, kind of get in there and resurface the plows. But I guess if you run the disc deep enough, then that could work. But then, I mean, well, at least farmers in central Illinois never run a disc in the spring because it actually compacts right below the layer that you're disking really heavily based on how these are slanted. You see how they are tilted slightly? So you have a row here that's tilted kind of to the right. Then you have a row back here that's tilted to the left. This actually causes compaction. So say you lower this all the way to the ground. What is that, a foot? 12 inches? The layer right underneath that is getting compacted a lot by running a disc through there. And that's what you want your crops to root into. So you don't want to... It's almost creating an artificial hardpan layer. Like, not a true hardpan layer, but like just a mild layer of hardness that you don't want to have the crops try to work through. So typically you don't ever use discs in the spring if you use them at all. People around Central Illinois use something called the vertical tillage tool, or some guys even do strip tillage. That would be really interesting to show you guys what a strip till rig is. Anyway, yeah, that's so we're done here. So let's get the disc folded up. This is the only cultivator that we have at the moment, so it will have to do. But I would like maybe something more of a traditional cultivator that I could use for ripping up the plowing, or at least smoothing it out. I don't really... I mean, a disc is just not good at that. And, I mean, they might make discs a little bit better for that, but then you have the compaction in the spring right before you plant, which does not make sense. And, I mean, that's just what a disc mechanically does, no matter what type of disc it is. So that is a problem. Anyway, let's drop you off here, and we will await you later. Okay, so now, let's see. Can't weed. We can't really do much of anything. We can't even spend money. We don't have any money to spend. So let's put Billy back over on the... One second while I was using my mouse and keyboard. Got to switch back to my wheel there. That's just being a little lazy. Let's get back over here and hook up to our little Well, mixing wagon. Yeah, our silo king. Okay. I was actually working on this. Took so long and was so annoying. I don't know. Those of you who are also frequenting the FSUK MR forum may have seen me working on the. I had a question on the. Oh boy, what's it called? The Pecan Biga Mega Mixer, which can hold like 3 or 4 times the amount of this, which would really make it a lot easier because you could fill it more with each trip and you don't have to be as precise each load. It would just make things a lot easier, but it's also like $128,000, and even if I could afford it, I don't think I could justify that purchase because that's basically the price of a small field, and the field will definitely net me more money for a slight inconvenience that other thing would solve. This is big enough, even though I want the other one. Who knows, maybe I'll run an episode where I buy it used off of another farmer. I jack it, with a bunch of hours on there. So, it does increase my maintenance cost as well. It's not just a fake used price. It is a real used vehicle. Anyway, maybe if I throw it in my store, I'll also see that it's on sale and I could buy it one of these times. But anyway, let's hop up here onto our little speech mound or soapbox or potato box, whatever. Oh, I should have brought a potato box over here. You know what? We should really find a better spot with a better view. Yeah, let's get a new soapbox somewhere for our goodbye speeches. Let's do it right. Can we do it right there? Oh, that's a good speech box. Okay, here we go. Let's use this as our soapbox. Oh, look at that view. That is pretty. I cannot wait to be out there in the fields cultivating and just slinging poop all over the place. So that'll be a wonderful time. I want to know what you guys, I want to know what you guys want me to do with regards to the poop slinging versus the, can't think of it, plowing in the oilseed radish. Oh, one other question. I need to know. This was a serious question. Well, so were the others. But I need to know, when can you plow under or cultivate under the oilseed radish and get the benefit? Is it as soon as you see them pop through the soil you can cultivate them? Do they actually turn ready to harvest when you are allowed to cultivate them and get the fertilization benefit? That I don't know. I mean, do they never turn ready to harvest because you technically never harvest them? Or maybe the harvested state is the state that you could cultivate them and gain the fertilizer benefit? That I don't know any of that. So I would like to know that. And if you guys could enlighten me about that. And then also remember, if I happen to spray slurry on one of these fields first and then cultivate them, do I get both of the fertilizer states one from the manure / slurry and one from the cover crop? Or is it only one of those that takes? I don't know either of those things, so please, it would be helpful if you let me know. Whoops, what am I doing with a chainsaw? That was a failed attempt. You know what? We're gonna sell that right now. Where's that chainsaw? Goodbye. It's gonna go. I can always buy a chainsaw later. It is cheap enough. Oh, can I not? There we go. $500. We're gone with that thing. Okay, so here we go. This is my goodbye speech. Please let me know about those things. Again, it's not in a poll because I want it open-ended, because there might be some more realistic things that I haven't suggested, and I don't want to be tied to the results of a poll when I want to do something realistically, so I want to pick and choose the best result based on what you guys comment on. So I'd love to know that. I need some help about that, and yeah, hopefully we don't run into any more money problems because we cannot spend anything. We'd have to sell a tractor if we need any money to do anything. So yeah, we're tied for the year, kind of, and I hope you guys enjoyed the updating of the spreadsheet. And remember, remind me in a few days. So 3 days it will be. So right now it is day 1 of spring, right? So day 2 will be Wednesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are what? Wait, today is Tuesday. Wednesday is tomorrow. Today is Tuesday then, according to that. But according to this, it's Thursday. What? We're going to have to not pay. Yeah, we're going to have to pay attention to these. So we'll just have to wait until day 4, so Saturday, right, on the season's calendar. and then we'll go back 1 to 3 days. So if this is day 4, this would be 3, 2, 1, and then we'll add up those totals and put those into our spreadsheet. So remind me to do that as well. For now, though, this is me saying goodbye, good night, good whatever. I hope the Cubs win. The Astros just started their game. I am going to go watch that while I edit this and then send it off to whatever for, you know, the encoding for an hour or 2, and then off to YouTube. And be ready for tomorrow morning for you guys, which is Wednesday morning. So hopefully the Cubs win, and I'll be happy. And not that that's the only thing I need to be happy, but there's a lot more serious problems going on in our country than the Cubs winning or losing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and I thank you for definitely watching and viewing and subscribing, and tell all your friends as well, because I would love to be able to keep doing this as much as possible. And seriously, I say thanks because I'm not making that much money. I've made about $11 over the past 28 days, which is... Whoops. Okay. Which, since I just started YouTube, that's actually pretty good. But the more money I actually make from this, even if it's, I don't know, $100 a month, then it's easier to justify to my wife, like, hey, can I go make a little money by playing a video game? So I do appreciate you guys subscribing and commenting and all the stuff that you do to help, you know, raise my fame or whatever you call it. Anyway, thanks again, guys. I love you all, and thanks for watching. And this will be the new soapbox from now on, not that other spot. I don't know why I use that, because you can't see anything. Oh, I guess you get a good view of the farm, but I don't know. This is much better with a good view. At least you have a good view. If the few people who stick around when I talk for 5 minutes, at least you have a good view to stare off into the distance at. Maybe I should do a rotating soapbox. Like, this could be... Yeah, that gives an even better view. And then, oh, that'll be another soapbox. We don't want to look over there yet. That'll be tomorrow's soapbox. Anyway, I will see you guys later. I call it a soapbox. It's not like I'm actually taking a political stance or anything like that. But anyway, I wanted to say thanks again. See you guys later. I love that concrete texture that BulletBill did, by the way. That is lovely. Anyway, thanks again, guys, and have a great day. Bye-bye.